So pour a glass of craft beer, we can do this. Yeah.
But the first thing when you told me about this beer, what did you tell me about it?
I said it was
completely clear.
I'm like, it's so clear. Yeah,
but
just because we were
not
on
in a negative thing, but it was
Sure.
like it was a fun. We realized last night we're like, man, we're judging beers
based on
the
haziness,
clarity or the lack thereof.
That's the thing I don't get. And the other thing I don't get is, and no offense to you guys.
No, yeah,
I don't understand, because this happens all the time. And even like Sam Corbett at Sawdust was like, I get hate mail when our IPA falls too bright. You know, it's like, it's insane. The one thing that people don't really grasp is that haze carries flavor.
Yeah.
And that flavor is actually almost always less desirable if it's in there. So there are some theories that some of this haze can suspend hop oils and keep them more in suspension.
Right.
Things like that, sure. But I don't love filtered beer. I generally like bright beer because I find that the hop flavors are far cleaner, far more agreeable. The bitterness becomes a flavor as opposed to an aggression. Okay. There's less tannin and astringency. I generally just find them to be a more pleasurable drinking experience. Now, that being said, I've had some of these IPAs coming out of the Northeast that have blown my mind. I've had some that you could pitch into a fermenter and start fermenting a new beer with, because I don't want to drink a cup full of yeast.
Right.
It's gonna it's awful.
Any specific names?
Can you call anything?
Yeah. Can you call
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really. Because I haven't had that many of them, and usually when they get brought to me, it's a gift from somebody. Mm-hmm. And when you get involved in running the brewery, and no, it has nothing to do with that. It's just I pay far less attention to the brands of what I'm drinking than I used to.
Okay.
If something blows my mind, I'll probably remember what that beer was.
Why is that?
Just because life is just busy, man.
There's time for that.
No, and I mean, people bring us beer all the time in here.
Imagine.
Thank you, everybody. We love it. It's great for us to keep up on what's going on in the industry. Yeah. But I honestly just don't remember a lot of what I've had. I do notice there is a big difference between, a beer that Sean Hill made or a beer that
like
John Kimmick made, versus the new school. I have to suspend as much haze in this beer as possible.
Yeah.
Like, look at Hill Farmstead's IPAs are hazy, but they're like, they're like that.
They're not like mud.
Right? They're not mud.
Yeah.
And I've also grown to not really care so much anymore. If people want to brew their beer that way and it tastes good, who am I to say that that's a bad thing to do? Right. The craze over the hazy IPAs is weird. I mean, when you're a brewer and you have to occasionally check your Untapped page, it's like the most infuriating thing. That
people are saying, it needs to be hazy. Where's the
stuff?
There's that stuff for those beers. There's all kinds of shit on Untapped that is just like mind-blowingly difficult to look at. But yeah, I mean, like people saying, well, the beer was better when it was hazy, and it's like, well, no, it's the same beer. It's just a visual. It's just suspended proteins. I mean, it's like, it's just interesting to me.